I'm here for a sunny day at King's Dominion. And if you've been to King's Dominion in the past, you're used to being able to get in 30 minutes early. Not anymore. The security opens at 11 o'clock, so no one gets in the gates until after 11. Now, yesterday, this entire plaza was filled with school groups. There were school groups all the way back to the parking lot. And you might be thinking, school groups? It's the middle of June. School's been out for weeks. Well, not around here. Some areas, school gets out mid to late May. Other areas, they go through mid-June, late June. Some are going in July. I ran into school groups in July at parks. It took 20 minutes to get in. King's Dominion does so many things so well, except for this. This is the one area that I would say needs major improvements. In the entry process, you pick a line, but when somebody has luggage that has to be checked, everybody behind has to wait for that luggage to get checked. They should have a separate line for bags to send the people with their luggage off to the other line to get it checked. And that way, those of us who don't have luggage can pretty much just walk right on through. Instead of moving forward one person every 2 or 3 minutes, everybody's able to pretty much keep on walking. And if you don't have to have anything checked, you just walk right on in. That would be a good way to do it. Another option is to have a no bags line. It is 1:30 now, so I've been in the park for basically 2 hours. And I've got 15 laps on Intimidator 305 already. I think I'm gonna try for a new personal record for a day. Currently, it is 26 on Iron Rattler. I think I'm gonna go for 30 on this. Most trains have been full, which is actually nice. That makes it ride better. The last about 6 rides or so, I've had to walk around, couldn't get a re-ride, but that's totally fine because it still pretty much gets me on the next train after walking around. And there's so much airtime on it. There's more airtime on this than any other Giga in North America. I'm not sure about Steel Force or Steel Dragon over in Japan. There are 3 lateral snaps around the course that all 3 will throw you out of your seat. First one is right here. Even though that's not a hill at all, you still get airtime on that turn. There's one behind the trees that you can't see from here. A couple airtime hills here. And you get airtime on this lateral snap and airtime coming into the brake run. It is one of the best coasters in the world. And the only roller coaster that's down in the park is the B&M. Of course, typical B&M unreliability. So earlier in the day, I did my 15 ride marathon and came back, did 5 more. So up to 20 now. Intimidator 305 joins Storm Chaser as the only 2 rides that I've gotten at least 20 rides on 2 different days. This originally was my high for a single day with 24 in a day back in 2018. And then in 2021, Iron Rattler topped it with 26 in a day. And then Iron Gwazi I got 25 on in February 2022 during past order previews. I don't know how much more I can handle though. To me, it's not as intense as what some people say it is, but it is still intense. Doing 20 rides on it in a day, you feel it. I'm not gonna hit the 30 on Intimidator 305, won't even hit the 26. After getting my dinner, needing to get a breather, then look down, is like, oh, got an hour and a half left. Don't think I'm gonna make it, so might as well get a few more in Twisted Timbers. I've only done it 7 times today. I'm at 11 rides on Twisted Timbers today. I was starting to think that Intimidator 305 might be my favorite in the park. But no, that still goes to Twisted Timbers. Once I figured out a way to manage that seatbelt, I'm wondering if some of the people who maybe don't like these new RMC trains, and especially with the kind of airtime you get on Twisted Timbers, the position of that belt buckle, that might be the thing that's causing you pain. And I was kind of feeling it on a few rides. So once I figured out how to deal with it, you gotta kind of try to position that buckle more flush against your belly, sort of, as opposed to digging into your lap when you hit those airtime moments. Worked for me. So that's something worth trying if you feel any pain from the airtime, because it is very strong airtime. So I ended the night with 3 night rides on Grizzly. Not complete night rides, but close enough. Between Grizzly and Twisted Timbers, I would say ride Grizzly. Twisted Timbers is, of course, a much better ride overall, but for the nighttime aspect, do Grizzly. So I didn't get back to Intimidator 305 after that 20th ride, but I'm glad I got to 20. There really wasn't a chance to get to 30 unless I just gave up everything else. And to be honest, I don't think I could have made it to 30. I think I would have tapped out. I could have done a few more. Maybe it could have equaled my 24 that I did the other time. They have such a well-rounded coaster collection. Great depth. And that's the thing. I didn't want to go back to Intimidator 305 to do those 10 rides to get up to 30 because I wanted to do other rides. I probably could have handled it, but I wanted to do other rides. I didn't want to do just that. I haven't done much vlogging today because it's been a little crazy. There are a whole lot of school groups here. The other side of the park is flooded with the school groups. The lines are super long over there. And Intimidator 305 is closed because it's cloudy. I don't get it either, but yeah, it's down, haven't ridden it yet. I did get on Dominator at the start of the day, and after 3 days coming here, I would very highly advise that you show up early. The parking gates open at 10:30. Be there at 10:30. Get parked, already have your sunscreen on, and get in line. Now, the gates do not open till 11. You cannot get into the park until 11, but at least you'll be at the front of the madhouse, because the people will be backed up well into the parking lot, and they will be there for hours. I was riding Dominator, and the people were still backed up into the parking lot, waiting to get in, because security just moves so slow here. If your bag sets off the scanner, then everybody behind has to wait for the bag to get checked before the next person can go through, so it crawls. But I was near the front of the line, so I was able to get in pretty quick, get a couple rides on Dominator before the 2-hour line formed. Not sure how bad this line is. This is my first time riding it today. I just got lifetime ride number 100 on Twisted Timbers. This is my 8th day at this park. All of them have been full days. My low for a day is 8. Today has been 15. As I said, my low for a day was 8. That was my first day in 2021. I did 9 on my first day this year. Those are the only 2 times I've done fewer than 10. 15 today. I saw Intimidator 305 going up the lift hill, so I'm hoping. Currently, Twisted Timbers is ahead of Intimidator 305 for my lifetime ride count. Now, it's ahead of my rankings, of course, but it's easier to get a bunch of rides on Intimidator 305 usually, just because it's easy to find open seats to re-ride. This one, I've gotten 3 times I've been able to re-ride today. You're able to get it sometimes on these days, but not always, not guaranteed. While Intimidator 305, it's a little easier, so it's easier to rack up a lot of rides on that. So Twisted Timbers becomes my 8th coaster that I've gotten at least 100 rides on. It is behind, in order, Mr. Freeze at Over Texas, Iron Gwazi. Actually, Mr. Freeze might be ahead of Iron Gwazi, I'm not sure. I'd have to look back at my spreadsheet. And then it would be Kumba, Mako, New Texas Giant, Prowler, and of course Iron Rattler at the top with over 200. Prowler's by far in second place too. I thought for sure that Intimidator 305 would reach 100 before Twisted Timbers, but it's been down almost all day. It was 10 rides ahead starting today, and I'm surprised it was only 10 ahead. I was surprised when I looked at my spreadsheet and realized that. But with an hour and a half left, and if Intimidator 305 is open, I'm 4 away from 100 on it, and it's now trailing Twisted Timbers by only 5. And to make it more buzzer beater, just in case it is open, got to get another ride on Grizzly. It's down for so many hours today, but it's open finally. And just to make it harder on myself, I rode Reptilian twice on the way over. So I got 47 minutes to try to get 4 rides to reach 100. I should be able to do that with Intimidator 305's history, but for everyone who has stuck around, who are waiting to ride it today, hello. Everyone who has stuck around, who is waiting to ride it today, who's still here, they're all gonna be here wanting to get their ride. But at least it's a high capacity ride, so that should help. The lifetime ride number 100 was in the front row. Yes, I prefer the back row on this, but do the front row every now and then to get that view, the wind in your face and the bugs in your teeth. And still got time for one more. So that'll tie Twisted Timbers at 101 lifetime rides. I may get a re-ride too, we'll see. So I did end up getting the re-ride. So that was 6 rides today, 102 lifetime rides on Intimidator 305. So it is 1 ahead of Twisted Timbers at 101. So this is the 9th coaster I've reached 100 rides on. And tomorrow, Honda Carowinds. I will not be there at opening. I actually have to sleep sometime. Even though this was the busiest day I've ever had at King's Dominion, it still delivered a great day. The school groups were insane, but they left, and then the last 3 hours, there were no lines. Even while they were here, the lines were manageable. So yet again, I am 8 for 8 at this park, giving just incredible days. It never fails.